Allô, Nissan? Hey, grosse tempête, hein?
Hey, Karine, oui, je sais, les vilains bonhommes de neige sont de retour.
Mais avec le Nissan Rogue à traction intégrale, c'est pas stressant.
Exact, il est conçu et testé pour nos hivers. Oh, Karine, il y a un bonhomme dans le Rogue.
Ah, c'est correct. J'ai allumé les sièges chauffants.
Ah, bien joué, Karine. Maîtrisez toutes les conditions. Louez le Rogue S 2026 à partir de 0,4% jusqu'à 36 mois, incluant une réduction fidélité de 0,5% pour les clients Nissan admissibles. Jusqu'au 2 mars, sur approbation de crédit, les conditions s'appliquent. Détails chez Nissan.
Séréna Royer, a teacher with 20 years of experience and a PhD in education, was often told she was, quote-unquote, overqualified for public school positions. Despite her qualifications, she struggled to get responses from public school boards, but received multiple offers from private schools. This coming at a time where there are apparently 9,200 teachers in Quebec lacking the legal teaching qualifications. And some argue that turning away qualified educators could be detrimental to students' education. Séréna Royer is on the line. Séréna, thank you so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
I'm happy to report that you now teach at Villa Maria. So all's well that ends well for you. You're teaching at Villa Maria. That's great.
Thank you.
Tell me about your experiences trying to get work in the public school system. What happened to you?
Yeah, I spent 15 years in a public school. Yeah, I began my career in a public school, and then I made the choice to move for another school because, with the traffic, with the bridge between Vaudreuil and Montreal was really, really heavy with the traffic, and I was a new mom, so I made the change, and I made the decision to switch for another school. And at that time, I offer my services, my CV, to Marguerite Bourgeois School Board, and I get any answer. They don't give back. They don't call back. They don't submit any offer. And I was like a bit surprised because I think I'm a good teacher. I have like 15 years of experience at that time, and also at that moment, I already had my master in education, so I think I had a great file or
a great resume. A great resume.
Yeah, a great resume. Right? Yeah. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah. So and then I began to work in a private school, and then I want to move again and experiment a lot of place, and I submit my resume again, and I didn't receive any offer again, so I decided to call someone at the RH and said, "Hey, why you don't call me back? Because you said on the newspaper, you send TV that you need teacher, but you don't give me any news about my resume and my experience." And the lady at the phone said, "Yeah, but Mrs. Royer, what's the point? Why you would teach in secondary, in the high school, when you have a PhD candidate?" I was like, because that's the job that I want to do. It's maybe you think I'm overqualified, but in 2005, I made a course. I made my university to be a teacher, so I don't understand why you refuse this opportunity because you think that I'm overqualified. And then I put my CV, my resume on the platform, on the website of the Fédération des établissements d'enseignement privé du Québec. And I receive in like 48 hours, I receive like seven interview meeting.
Wow.
Offer, and I was like, oh, okay. So it's really strange in the private system. They want me as a teacher, and finally, I chose Villa Maria to pursue my career.
And it should be pointed out, you're a French teacher. This is a teacher. Schools need this right now. There's such a focus on teaching French in Quebec, in English schools and in French schools. Everyone wants to teach French well, so that makes it more of a head scratcher. I got to ask you, Séréna, when you see these stories about 9,200 teachers that lack the legal teaching qualifications, right? Who are quote unquote unqualified. That's the term that's being used. What goes through your mind when you see that, and at the same time these school service centers, school boards didn't want to offer you a job?
It's a tricky question. Honestly, I'm not ready to, make a shortcut between the diploma and your experience and good or bad teacher, because some teachers are really good without any diploma or any program in teaching, and the reverse is also the same thing. But of course, when you see my story, one of my colleagues here in Villa Maria was rejected also from Margaret Bourgeois.
Wow.
So I can't imagine. I'm not the only one, and it's a waste of resources, a waste of time for everyone. And I misunderstood. I don't understand why they refuse to follow to call us. And honestly, I don't understand. I really don't understand.
Call back, get an interview, talk to someone instead of just outright refusing someone. I'm scratching my head. We're with Séréna Royer, teaches right now at Villa Maria, and she's telling us about her experience in the Quebec education system, trying to get jobs at both public schools and private schools, finding far more success with her resume, a very competent, qualified resume in the private system. So, Séréna, can I ask you this? At the end of the day, isn't it better for you? I imagine that the private sector, you probably have better working conditions, maybe better pay. I don't know about that, but are you better off if the public school system didn't want you? At the end of the day, are you better off because of it?
Honestly, it's same paid, it's same condition. It's maybe the only difference is that I'm more free of my of managing my time when I'm not school or not in class. I have more space to create. I have more time to create, to help my students, to create more activities. So maybe that's the only difference I can see in between the public and the private system. And
And you mentioned you have other you know people who are in the same position as you, that they applied in the public system and are now working in the private system. Can I ask you how, since you've seen both sides of things, you've worked in the public system, you've worked in the private, and both systems, public and private. How do you compare the two? Like, what's your message to parents who some of them are choosing between sending their child to a public school or a private school in their neighborhood? What's your message to parents?
Send your child to a school where they are happy, where they are well-being, when they don't struggle with personal issues. So, just make sure that your child is good.
So
there's no difference. It's the same program. Teachers are in the same level of qualification. Just find a school where your child is happy and is motivated to go and wake up every morning to go.
So Séréna, basically, both the public and private system, they're both capable of giving children exceptional schooling.
Absolutely. If you just base on teacher, absolutely.
Gotcha. Séréna, anything else we didn't talk about this morning that you think would be important for our listeners, that what they should know when it comes to how school boards are finding teachers right now?
Oh, absolutely no.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm happy that we touched all the bases. Séréna, thanks so much for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
That's Séréna Royer, who teaches at Villa Maria.